Hey there, welcome aboard Concrete Contractors. Welcome to another episode of your Concrete Success Podcast with your host, Danny Barrera. Excited about this episode. We're going to talk about considering running Bing ads or ads on Microsoft Bing. And I'll be sharing some statistics for Concrete Contractors and why you should consider running ads there. Now, if you don't know who we are, welcome aboard. This is your Concrete Success Podcast. Your host, Danny Barrera here, the founder of Concrete Marketing Crew. And what we do is we help concrete contractors and decorative concrete contractors get found online, get known, and double their leads online. That means that if you want more stamped concrete jobs, we can get them for you. You want more concrete resurfacing jobs, we can get them for you. More concrete polishing, we can get them for you. You do tear and replace driveways or patios, we can get them for you. You do concrete, one-day concrete floor coatings, we can get those type of projects for you. Anyways, go ahead and check out concretemarketingcrew.com today and make sure that you download our free marketing checklist for concrete contractors. This is the ultimate intermarketing checklist. It actually walks you through step by step and gives you an insight into our entire concrete marketing plan. And you can look at every area of your business online and see where you stack up. And this is going to be a complete guide for you to plan out your marketing calendar and your marketing plan for your business. So it's very useful, very handy. I can tell you, you go through this, you will have awareness as to what you're missing and what you should be focused on. So anyways, today's conversation is about Bing. We always talk about Google. We always talk about getting found on the Google Maps section. We talk about Google Ads all the time and getting your website ranked on Google search. So now today's conversation is about pay-per-click advertising via Microsoft Bing. So if you don't know Bing, Microsoft owns Bing, but a lot of devices throughout the world still have Bing set as the default search engine. And in fact, the more that we start studying this topic here, we start realizing, hey, look, like there is a lot of validity on and supporting evidence on why concrete contractors should still consider using Bing as a search engine and as a vehicle for pay-per-click advertising. When we talk about pay-per-click advertising here at Concrete Marketing Crew, we don't just talk about Google Ads. We actually also talk about YouTube ads. We also talk about Facebook ads. We also talk about Pinterest ads. And Facebook owns Instagram, so there is that. And we've been playing around with Spotify ads, and that seems to be working for certain areas. So that's also another vehicle for generating targeted clicks in a specific area. Now, there is a big difference between getting traffic from a search engine versus a social media vehicle. Big difference. One of the biggest difference is search engines attract traffic that is in market or is interested in a specific subject matter. In this case, if you're a decorative concrete contractor and you offer stamped concrete, as an example, well, guess what? You're going to get people that are looking for getting stamped concrete on their patio, on their driveways, or in their pool decks, right? So all those things make a big difference versus you pushing yourself out into the masses in social media. Now, just a fun fact here, Instagram and Facebook are social media channels that when you advertise on those vehicles, they will allow you, that platform will allow you, Facebook ads will allow you to target a specific segment of the population based on geographic and psychographic data. So that means that you can go ahead and look at all the trends and patterns of a user and then target that individual there. That doesn't mean that when you put your ad in front of that specific target audience, that doesn't mean that they're going to be in market. They might be exposed to new information. They might consider getting a quote, but they're not at this very moment interested in getting that type of project done. So it does work. It works very effectively. However, this is why there is that say that you get a lot of tire kickers from social media. Well, here's the thing. Bing and Google are search engines. YouTube to a certain degree. It's also a search engine. In fact, people go to YouTube to research topics, right? Someone's going out there they want to look at different stamp concrete ideas. Well, you can actually track those. And also you can track the individuals that have search on Google search right on Bing. Right on YouTube. And Bing works just the same way as Google does, right? Users come into Bing, and I'm actually going to open this up here. And if they're looking for stamp concrete, I'm going to go ahead and look at it. First thing, it's just like Google search. You know, we have interest coming in here, and a couple of things will come up. Bing does have a lot more ads that just really blanket the entire top page. So to a large degree, Bing ads work extremely well if you know how to set them up. So a couple of things you're going to see here is foundations, right? I put stamp concrete right here. First thing is the ad. You can't tell the difference between the organic and the ads section when you're scrolling here. Now, there's a couple of things you got to consider here is when you are advertising, you're still going to need a landing page, number one. Number two is your campaign has to be structured the right way, meaning just like a Google ad, you still need your keyword research done the right way. You still need to understand your target areas. You still need to have your ad groups. You still need to have your ad copy. You still need to have a landing page. And as you can see here, you can see very visibly the different site links. And if you are a local business, you can have your location extension. So very similarly to a Google Ads, you have all those capabilities. In some instances, you can almost, like when you see this come up, like, you know, if your ad is running here and someone's looking for stamp concrete driveway, you have a gallery right here as a site link. And let me expand this a little bit bigger. You know, you can actually see that it is just like Google search in a way, except that Bing does give you the ads a more organic type of feel. So it doesn't feel like an ad, it actually feels like a search result. So from that perspective, I can tell you that Bing does the Bing ads do feel a lot more organic than where in Google search, say we're looking for the same thing, stamp concrete driveway, we make that search, you know, we still have, but you can see clearly that there's an ad mention right there next to it. You know, you still see that, and then Google provides different search results here, and then we have the Google Maps. Now when we go to Bing, you can see I made that same search here. I don't see the maps come up here. Now I'm gonna go and look at stamp concrete driveways near me and look at the results. Now when I do the near me search, I do get the map section here, and there is a way to optimize your business so that you can show up here in the maps section. But look, here's the bottom line, you still need to have your business optimized and showing up. Pay-per-click, in other words, is pay to play, get in front of the line. And the better you know how to optimize a Google Ads or Bing Ads campaign, the higher you can show up, the more likely you're going to get more clicks. And the more clicks that you get, the more targeted clicks, the better type of leads that you're going to get. So again, these are intent-driven clicks, so it will help your entire marketing efforts. So let's go ahead and look through some of the stats that we found here, and this site is Backlinko, and this is for Bing users. The overall Microsoft search business is growing. The company brought in a revenue of $7.7 billion from search advertising in the 2020 fiscal year. And let's look at some stats here, key Bing stats. Bing gets more than 1 billion visits each month. That is a lot of visits. Bing is the second largest search engine worldwide. Microsoft generates 7.7 billion in search engine. And let's look at this interesting stat here. It's Bing has a market share of 36 about 37% among the US console users. So about 37% of search users in the search engines will recur to a Bing search engine. So you got to think about this right here is mobile and desktop users are a little bit different. I can tell you Microsoft users right out of the gate, when they open up a Windows computer and they go to a browser, they will have the Bing browser set as the default. So you got to think about those things like right out of the gate, right? So you have the Bing market share. It has actually grown in certain ways. So the market share versus the search engine market share is a little bit different. This is some of the interesting stats right here. So let's look through those for a second here. So the Bing currently has a 2.71 share of the worldwide search engine market. That's worldwide, and it's increased about 11% since 2019. So when you look at it, that number may seem a little bit small, but when we scroll down and we start reading through some of these statistics here over the years, 2009 it was 2.3, and it's actually gone up, and then it's back to 2.3 there. Now in the desktop search engine market, Bing has a global market share of 6.8, which is what I talked about before, is the desktop users, right? As a lot of users have gotten their laptops or computers over the last year or a couple of years. You can see that the Windows users, Microsoft users, by default have the Bing browser as their default. So as you can see, that's grown over time. 2009, about a little bit over 2%, and we're looking at 2021 with over 6%, about 7% there of the market share for desktop users. So that is a big increase, if you will. Now there's a table right here where it's showing Bing's market share among worldwide console users, and you can see that over the years since 2012, 1.06%, it's gone all the way up to 26%. And that is a big percentage right here. So what does that mean exactly, and why does it matter to us as concrete contractors? Well, you can see just what I like to focus on is the United States. Let me go ahead and click on the United States right here. This actually is a great website here for reference. This is the G stat counter, and you can look at or the GS stat counter. You can look at the search engine market data here, and you can see Google has the complete dominance. Google has complete dominance. But when we look at the next search engine down the line, it's not DuckDuckGo, which a lot of users have started using that, or it's not yahoo.com. It's in fact Bing. And this is why it's important, is because it's the second largest search engines for users. You can see there in the United States, 5.43 as of today, like right at this moment. Actually, this is May 2021. So what that means is you're going to have a large percentage of users still navigating through that platform versus going into either DuckDuckGo or Yahoo or any other type of browsers. And believe it or not, there are other type of browsers out there that in search engines that people are using to look for businesses. But I can tell you right now, a cost per click for a Bing user versus a Google Ads user, it's much less, probably on average by about 30 to 40%. So when you look at that, if you are paying $10 for a click on Google, you can get that click for about $4, $6, $7 for the same click there. And it all matters on the specific service area. Some areas will have more competition. So if I go to Stamp Concrete Driveways in Dallas, there's going to be a lot more competition in there. But you can see there that there's contractors all over the place advertising in Bing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads on the top section. We scroll down, we have more ads. 1, 2, 3, 4 ads, another 4 ads in that specific platform. And when you look at the amount of ads, I mean, it's an overwhelming amount, but it feels very like it's an organic result here. So I'm not going to click on this ads here just for the respect of the advertiser there, but you can see there that this search engine it's still valid. In my personal opinion, you should have a minimum budget of at least $750 a month if you're planning on advertising here. And the reason being is we look at that data and compare it to Google Ads, where Google Ads we recommend a minimum of $1,000 for pay-per-click ads. And reason being is Google is competitive, but that is where the majority of traffic is. But when you go ahead and just go to Bing and advertise there, $750 will go just as much as $1,000 will go in Google Ads. And that's just on average minimum viable budget for concrete contractors or decorative concrete contractors. So that's what I would recommend. And again, should you consider running ads here on Bing if you're a decorative concrete contractor? Absolutely. Like I said before, there are plenty of users still using Bing as their default search engine. So go ahead and give it a try. And if you need help with any of this stuff, go ahead and visit concretemarketingcrew.com and download the ultimate intermarketing checklist for concrete contractors. This checklist is actually this one right here, and I'm actually releasing training that goes along with each and every one of these sections, walking you through how to audit your marketing for your concrete business. So head on over to concretemarketingcrew.com, go ahead and click on get free marketing checklist and enter your name and email. That's all you got to do. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to your Concrete Success Podcast. Danny Barrera, over and out.